This week, the HPT visits the Gateway to the West at River City Casino in St. Louis, Missouri. A field of 336 players started 2 days ago that included some of the stars of the game, some budding young professionals, and amateurs, all looking for the top prize of almost $122,000 and the title of champion. This talented and competitive field is now down to the final 6. 2 men are looking to become only the second 2-time champion in HPT history. 2 ladies are looking to become only the 3rd female champion in HPT history. Then there's a young gun hoping this final table can be the catapult he needs to take his professional career to the next level. Add a talented amateur that has played his way through this amazing field to sit among the Elite 6. This is the HPT.
They come from all walks of life, each with a story to tell. All they need is a chip and a chair. It's an open casting call for those who love the game. This ain't your weekend home game. This is the HPT.
Sit right down, put on your poker face. You with the big dogs now, better bring your best game. Talk trash all you want, to me it's all the same. You won't leave with much when you come in second place. And I'm the one with the stack, showing 7 to the jack. Gonna cry to your mama, cause I'm sending you back. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand. Last man standing with the money in my hand. I'll be the last man standing with the money in my hand.
Hello and welcome to the HPT. This week at the Gateway to the West, St. Louis, Missouri. We're at River City Casino. I'm Chris Hansen, and the man to my left actually was out looking for Ronald underneath the Gateway Arch today. He is Fred Bevel. And Fred, Season 8 winding down. What a great way to make a return trip here to St. Louis.
Greg Raymer, Dennis Phillips, Chris Moneymaker, Alan Chainsaw Kessler, along with the area's best players, all sat down on day 1 for this weekend-long event. A prize pool worth over $487,000 was on the line, and now all but 6 are preparing for our TV final table. Chris, this final table has not only a lot of great storylines, but HPT history is on the line as well.
That's right. Greg Raymer and Shawn Roberts are vying to be only the second 2-time champions in HPT history. The other player to do that was Jeremy Dresch, and he did it, if you could believe it, in back-to-back events. We also have 2 ladies who are trying to join Mary Jo Belcourt-Zogman and Jenny Krewald as the only female champions here on the HPT.
The 2 chip leaders starting at this final table have their own plans as to what pages in our history are written. Ryan Hickey is hoping this final table can deliver the score of a lifetime and take his professional career to the next level, while Stan Jablonsky is living the dream. Stan is a talented amateur who is on the run of a lifetime, and my personal pick to be our newest HPT champion.
Oh, sorry, Stan, there is the kiss of death from Fred Bevel. Fred, a lot of great storylines at this final table. Let's meet some of the rounders and then get right to the action.
I'm Stan Jablonsky. I'm from Bullhead City, Arizona, and I'm a business owner. I think that helps a lot, having tournament experience. I played with Greg a lot and played probably more WPT main events than I want to mention, and been on TV a couple times, so it does help when you get to this point to have been there a little bit.
My name is Alana. My last name is Tashinina, and I'm originally from Ukraine, the beautiful city named Lviv, and I play poker for a living. The HPT is my first big tournament in my life. I've been playing a couple of small tournaments, and sometimes I made it pretty well, but the HPT is like my first really big, and important tournament in my life.
My name is Penelope Ben-Heidi. I'm from Lakewood, Ohio, a suburb of Cleveland, and I'm retired. I don't play that often. Right now, if I get out once a month, that's all I get out to play poker. And being able to tell tells or give tells, I have no clue. I'm just there. Sometimes I can't even count the chips. So I'm just having fun, and making it to today has just been a fantastic experience.
We'll meet the rest of the final table a little bit later, but Fred, here is the prize money that everyone is going for tonight on the HPT.
Almost $122,000 for our next champion. Everyone at this final table is guaranteed to go home with a little under $24,000.
And here is tonight's starting chip count. And Fred, as you can see, everyone's bunched together. Only one player over 2 million chips, but no one under 1 million in chips.
This is still anybody's championship to win. You got to give the edge to Greg Raymer, though. He's been here before, both on the biggest stage in poker and the biggest stage the HPT has. Of course, he won our New Mexico event not too long ago.
And we start with the aforementioned Mr. Raymer. He looks down at King Jack. And Greg is going to raise. Action is on Ryan. He will fold. Over to Stan.
Stan Jablonsky is originally from Bullhead City, Arizona, so he made a trip to get here to River City in St. Louis. He's going to fold.
Action's on Penelope. She will fold. Over to Alana. She will fold. And now to another past HPT champion, Shawn Roberts in seat 4 will also fold. And Greg Raymer is 1 for 1 thus far at our TV final table.
Greg and Shawn sitting right next to each other, trying to become only the second two-time champion in our history. Jeremy Dresch is the only man to have done that, and he did that a few seasons ago. Actually, he's won 3 events on the HPT. Blinds continuing on here at 30 and 60,000. Action will start on Alana, originally from the Ukraine, now lives here in St. Louis. She looks down at ace-deuce offsuit.
In the Ukraine, do they play ace-deuce offsuit out of position?
You know, that Eastern European bloc, they're crazy.
Capable of anything.
She's going to make it 135,000 to go. Action now on Shawn Roberts.
135.
Shawn's HPT championship happened in Oklahoma a couple of seasons back. Took home $75,000 for that win. He folds over to Greg. 6-5 offsuit. He folds now to Ryan.
Ryan, 2 wired pairs in a row. First it was 7s, now it's jacks. And he's facing an early raiser.
Sitting to your left. 360.
And he is going to do the expected play. He's going to re-raise it.
Ryan said he is very nervous about playing at this final table. Says he's had butterflies in his stomach for the past couple of days and didn't sleep all that well last night.
I got some great intel on him, though.
Action's folding around back to Alana.
And he was like,
She opened the pot early with a raise with ace-deuce, and now she's going to have to let it go. Note to self, kids, don't raise if you can't call a re-raise.
And try to win it.
Are you talking to just the Eastern Bloc of European countries, or are you talking to everybody?
The whole community.
Okay, put that in the notebook. More poker when we come back.
That's the only relation.
Welcome back to the HPT with Fred Bevel. I'm Chris Hansen. Let's meet the rest of this final table.
Hi, I'm Shawn Roberts. I'm from Springfield, Missouri. I'm a part-time poker player, full-time lighting contractor. Just do this as a hobby. I've run pretty well in this event. You guys came to Oklahoma a couple years ago, and I was fortunate enough to win there. Anytime I get a chance to play these tournaments, I try to get away from work and come up and play. Really look forward to it.
I'm Greg Fossilman Raymer, and I'm back at the HPT final table. Well, I'm not going to take it on in the sense of I have a plan right now and this is it. And it's not even like there's a plan A and then a plan B and so on. I'm going to have to see how they're playing. I'm going to have to see how, you know, are they like playing tight, some of them, to try to move up a few spots and lock in some more money? If I see that happening, well then yes, I have to bully those players and be more aggressive with them.
My name's Ryan Hickey. I'm a parts manager at a security company. I'm from Glenview, Illinois. Well, I am the chip leader, but everyone's real close. I got some room to play. I got about, I think, 70, 80 big blinds. So I can play around, I can wait a little bit. I can also, you know, make some moves early. Some good players at the table, obviously with Greg Raymer there. Got to watch out for him, but I'm ready.
Fred, it's nice to get to know the players a little bit better, but really this is all they are concerned about, is knowing how many chips they have in front of them.
Well, right now, Ryan is the chip leader with 24% of the chips in play. A distant second is Stan Jablonsky, and from there, they are just bunched up. Someone trying to break away from the pack here and get a commanding chip lead. Action this hand will start with Shawn Roberts. He's going to fold over to Greg Raymer.
See Greg's fossil. No one has gotten that from him yet here at this main event. If you knock Greg out of the tournament, he'll autograph it and give you a nice little memento saying that you took out the fossil man.
Which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I do not own any of Greg's fossils.
Greg actually said, I have to find 4 fossils and give them to him. I'm so bad. I'm still looking for those. Action is now over to Stan with 4 or 5 of diamonds.
Stan and Greg know each other pretty well at the poker table. They played against each other a lot over a variety of different events around the country.
Stan no slouch with about $600,000 in tournament winnings in his career.
One of the nicest guys you'll meet on the tour.
And right now getting involved with the world champ as he re-raises with his connecting diamonds. He makes it $275,000. Penelope's going to fold. Over to Alana, she will fold. And so now action is back to Greg.
$150,000 for Greg to continue on in this hand, and Greg doesn't look like he's going to go anywhere. He's going to re-raise it. All right, this is a level of poker I'm just unfamiliar with.
Just sit back and enjoy.
My goodness.
Just enjoy.
Both players with baby connecting cards. Both players playing it like they've got big pairs. Stan is going to make the call.
Stan makes the call. So 2 players.
So a big pot developing here, over $1 million in chips as we get ready for the flop between Stan and Greg.
Let's go ahead and see the flop.
And the flop is 9, ace, 5.
Well, Stan's got the best hand right now. He paired the 5. Greg Raymer has the lead in betting. He opened the pot with a raise and then re-raised pre-flop, and now he's firing a 400,000 chip bet.
Stan.
Well, Chris, for my dollar here, you got to put Greg on an ace or at least better than 5s. But Stan isn't buying it. He does have the best hand.
I'm all in.
Wow. Stan moves all in. And now Greg's got to believe that Stan must have an ace.
Well, Greg is sitting on a gut shot straight draw, a flush redraw, no pair.
You're ahead.
He makes the call and says, you're ahead.
You sure?
Stan shows.
You are ahead, but I got way many more outs than I ever thought I
Well,
had.
he does.
Guess I should have shoved.
Greg
I
is
thought it was more
exactly right.
believable to
He
bet 400
has
than
2
to shove that
overcards
flop.
to the pair of 5s.
I'll take a
Gut shot straight draw options.
If I don't get to call for a 6, 7, or 8, I'll take a king of diamonds on the turn.
Let's go ahead and see the turn card, please. 4, 5, deuce.
And the turn is a 10 of diamonds.
And now even more outs for Greg, a 6, a 7, an 8, or a diamond.
How about the 8 of diamonds? Raymer goes runner to stay alive at this final table.
Hey.
Well, I guess the price was too good for Greg to fold. He
that didn't get pulled into
He
the
had
pot.
outs. He was even surprised he had as many outs as he had. I guess even the world champ has to get lucky every now and then.
You're not going to see professional poker players put this much on the line on draws that are that bad. It worked out for Greg.
This time Greg peels back 4-5 offsuit. He's going to let it go and organize those new chips into his stack.
And the rest of the players at the final table probably hate Stan now for doubling Greg up. Thanks, that's what we didn't need.
Brian folds. Buttons on 2. Greg starts the action.
Well, now it's Jack 3 of clubs for Stan. And it looks like he's thinking about maybe doing it right here. He doesn't have a whole lot to play with. His move is pretty much all in or fold. And this is his moment. He's going to make the stand with Jack 3 of clubs.
Thank you. Good luck, sir.
We've got Penelope on the button. And she looks down at ace 4.
Penelope not so quick to fold.
2 players left to come behind her with Alana and Shawn.
How much is it? 275.
The raise total amount is $265,000 by skip. Raise amount is
Stands all in is $265,000. So these players may be thinking, we'll just gang up on them, check it down to the river, and see if we can get a pay raise.
I call.
And Penelope is going to call with ace 4. And so now over to Alana.
And Alana, look at this. She's got pocket aces.
Big pot, yeah.
Chris, do you just flat call here with one player all in, or do you re-raise to isolate?
I'm going to isolate. I'm going to try to scoop both of those pots. The last thing I want to do is call here and invite Shawn to get into this pot. Now I got to take my aces against 3 other players? No way. I'm all in right now.
Reversed.
She is going to re-raise. She makes it $745,000 to go. And Shawn peels back king 10, easy fold in this situation.
Now, if she did just flat call, Shawn is probably calling out of the big blind. And we would have 4 players going to the flop, but Alana does raise to $745,000. So now we're back to Penelope with her ace 4 offsuit for just under $500,000 to call. And Penelope will make the right call and fold. And so Alana's pocket aces are going to try to eliminate Stan and his jack 3 of clubs. Players will refer to your hands going up against aces as crackers. Jack 3 of clubs, not exactly the crackers you would probably be looking for in this situation.
Well, Stan started this final table second in chips, and now he needs to get extremely lucky to stay alive here. Just a few hands into this final table.
Sweat, any kind of sweat.
Yeah,
like
2 clubs.
3, a jack,
Like a jack and 2 clubs.
3 jack clubs.
All right, here we go. The flop is
that ain't
9,
good.
That's a
deuce,
horrible
king,
sweat.
no
Like no
clubs.
sweat.
Well, that flop couldn't
queen.
be any worse for
Queen
Stan.
on the
He picked
turn.
up nothing here. He's going to
or
have to
10.
hope for runner.
We want maximum sweat. Queen or a 10.
Queen 10, 3.
And the turn is a
There's a
jack.
sweat
Okay,
card.
there's one of the
We got a
runners.
Sweat
That gives him a
card.
sweat
Jack or
onto the
3 ball.
river.
How about 3 of hearts?
He'll be hoping for a jack or a 3 to suck out on Alana
Actually,
here.
it's the jack of diamonds.
You can do it, Brandy. 3 of hearts.
And here we go. The river for Stan's tournament life.
3 of hearts. 1 time.
It is an 8 of
was
hearts,
it?
and that will do it
I
for
was
Stan Jablonsky.
Stan made a trip from Arizona to be here. He had a great run at this tournament in day 2, and unfortunately here at the final table, he had one big hand with Greg, and then Jack 3 ended up being his demise.
Good luck, gang.
Hey, good job.
A little disappointed. You know, obviously when you get beat on the last card, it's a little disheartening. But, you know, Greg and I have played a lot before. I know he can raise me with any 2 cards there. And when he let out on the flop, I really thought that was a defensive bet. I didn't think he could call me if I shipped it in. And I was really surprised to see that I was ahead. Just needed a blank on the river, and I'd be sitting there with all the chips and Greg would be going home. So, but it was fun, and I enjoy playing with Greg all the time.
More play from our final table, and we return in a moment on the HPT. Welcome back to the HPT in beautiful St. Louis, Missouri, right on the old Mississippi River. And Fred, one player has floated down the river. That is Stan, still 5 players remaining.
And Shawn Roberts, the unenviable short stack right now with only 14% of the chips in play, hoping he can make a move here quick and get some traction.
We're back to the action. Blind still at 30 and 60,000. And Shawn is first to act. He will fold. Over to Greg. And he will fold. And now to Ryan.
Over to Ryan.
Ryan is a 21-year-old parts manager from Northbrook, Illinois.
Greg folded.
He makes it $155,000 to go with his ace deuce.
5. Raises to 155. A fold by Penelope.
Action has been folded around to Alana. Look at her doing those fancy chip tricks.
You can't do that when your fingers are covered in sausage gravy. Just ask Fred and I.
Very tough.
It's nearly impossible.
Other players at the table don't appreciate it.
Cool.
But I like me my sausage gravy.
Alana is going to make the call with 4 or 5 of spades.
And Alana makes.
And so we'll see a flop with Ryan and Alana. 2 21-year-olds here, butting heads at our final table. And here comes the flop. It's deuce 6-8.
Well, Ryan pairs the deuce. Alana picks up a gut shot straight draw.
Ryan bets 100,000.
100K back to Alana.
And back to Alana.
Alana defending her big blind. See if she can call the continuation bet from Ryan here.
Ryan said that he was nervous waking up for this final table this morning. Alana said she got up extra early for hair and makeup. Finally, someone taking their final table appearance seriously. Most days we just try to get Fred into the shower before we get down here to the final table. Greg looks down at 5 deuce of hearts. That goes to the muck. Back to Ryan.
Over to Ryan.
Ryan with my favorite hand, king, queen. And he is going to raise, makes it 140,000 to go.
140.
Over to Penelope.
140,000.
She will fold. Alana folds. And now to Shawn.
A fold by Penelope and Alana.
And Queen Jack for Shawn Roberts. In the big blind, Shawn will see a flop. Shawn's from Springfield, Missouri. Owns his own lighting company. Has a first place, a 25th place, a 23rd place, and a 19th place finish on the HPT, looking for his second win. Here comes the flop. It's 3-10-7.
No help for either player on this flop. Ryan has the lead right now. He was the pre-flop raiser. I would expect the continuation bet to come.
Shawn checks. Over to Ryan.
Shawn
Ryan
checks
as well.
Oh, Ryan is going to check behind.
See the turn card, please. Turn card brings you
Turn is an 8.
Shawn checks.
Well, now
over
Shawn
Ryan.
picks up a gut shot straight draw.
100.
He checks. Ryan bets 125,000, and Shawn will see a river.
Shawn hoping to find a 9 on this river to complete a straight.
Turn card brings the 7.
River is a 7. I think if Shawn bets here, he's going to win this pot. But if he checks, Ryan's probably not going to bet behind him with just king high. So this could be Shawn's opportunity to steal this pot away.
And Shawn is taking your advice. He's going to fire 400,000.
By Shawn, 400.
And that's going to put the pressure here on Ryan with just king high, Chris. I don't think he can make the call.
Actions of the 6-seed Ryan.
Ryan's girlfriend Melissa in the crowd today, watching him play at this final table.
Ryan makes the call with just king high, and it's good.
Queen Jack.
Ryan sniffs out the bluff, and he is going to be rewarded with almost 1.5 million in chips.
Apparently Shawn was reading a chapter from my yet-to-be-published book. It's called How to Bet a Loser on the River and Then Turn It Into a Loser. Wow, what a call from Ryan.
Button is
Ryan will get us started in this hand. And Greg Raymer giving Ryan some dap there, saying, I like it. Ought to be 21 in love and calling with king high on the river. Action's over to Alana. She will fold. And now to the small blind, Shawn Roberts. Shawn looks down at pocket 9s. And Shawn is going to raise it.
By Shawn.
It's 280,000 to go.
280.
Raise to 280.
7 high is going to lose.
Raises to 280. Greg folds. Shawn wins.
Greg will fold.
Nines?
Shawn
Wow.
shows his pocket pair and will take the chips off of Greg Raymer.
9. Pocket.
Made a big lay down. I had a 7 high.
A lot of money on the line tonight, buddy, and these players are playing like they want it.
More poker when we come back to River City Casino on the HPT. Thanks for coming back to the HPT at River City Casino in St. Louis, Missouri. It's time for our pro tip of the week. Tonight, Phil Hellmuth breaks down the differences between playing cash and entering tournaments.
The big question everybody wants to know, cash games versus tournament play. What is the difference? How do you adjust? Traditionally, a lot of tournament players have not done well in cash games, and a lot of cash game players haven't necessarily done well in tournaments. And so, how do you make the adjustment? How do you go from one to the other? When I'm playing cash games, I've been doing really well the last couple of years as I've kind of focused more on poker and paid attention. I think that cash games are about, to me, super, super tight play. And you just have to sit there and you have to wait for other people to make mistakes. And tournaments are more about like explosive moves. and making great moves at the right time. You try to make those great moves at the right time in the cash games, and the super patient players are waiting for you. So I try not to give a lot of action when I'm playing in a cash game. Whereas in a tournament, anything goes. If I feel like a great move is warranted, I'll use it. So cash games, super tight play. In tournaments, all about instincts.
From one World Series of Poker champion to another, Greg Raymer has $2.4 million. Ryan's still our chip leader, though, at this final table.
Ryan with 34% of the chips in play. He is looking good right now. Shawn Roberts is the other side of that spectrum. Only 9% of the chips in play and 14 big blinds. Still trying to recover from that king high call that Ryan made against him.
Shawn looks down at a queen deuce. Nothing doing for our short stack. Greg. He will fold. And now to chip leader, Ryan Hickey.
Rags all around the table right now. Let's see what Penelope has. More rags. But she would be first to enter the pot here. She's just going to limp in from the small blinds.
And Alana will check her option with Jack 9, and so it's ladies only. On this flop, it is Jack 9 Jack.
What a flop for Alana. She's flopped the boat.
Fred, you know the way I love to play Jack 9? I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. That's the flop I'd always be hoping for, and it never hits me.
Oh, and this is even better to Alana. Penelope's going to fire 100,000, trying to represent the Jack. The problem is, Alana actually has the Jack.
Oh, and the 9 to go with it. Is Alana going to scare Penelope away here? I hope not. I hope a flat call is coming.
Well, Alana is in the tank, and she is going to smooth call it, trying to hide that monster hand of hers.
Does Penelope look like someone who's willing to fire on the turn if she has air?
We'll find out.
Well, the turn is a 5, so now she has 2 pair with jacks and 5s.
250.
And Penelope just keeps on firing into Alana. You got to give Alana credit for her poker face right here. If that were me, I'd be spiking the football and doing cartwheels. Someone betting into me when I flopped a boat.
And if I'm Alana, I don't want to raise any suspicions. I just flat call here as well.
One of the perks to being in position.
Absolutely. There you go, girl. This pot now approaching $1 million in chips.
Penelope's plan so far not working out at all for her.
And the river is an 8. Penelope's going to be first to act.
And she is going to move her chips into the middle. It's a snap call from Alana.
She didn't say anything, and she didn't push that chip in. It's not all in. And she said call, so it's...
And Greg Raymer pointing out that Penelope didn't say all in. She just moved the chips into the middle. Alana makes the quick call. She's going to show Penelope the boat.
Well, Alana is going to pick up a monster pot as Penelope picked the absolute worst time to be bluffing.
And now Penelope, let's see if she can do her best Jack Strauss impression and go with a chip and a chair legend.
It literally is 1 chip and 1 chair. She's got 25,000 in chips. And Raymer's going to raise it up to 125,000 with ace 4. Penelope is all in with 4-5.
15,000. 50.
And now over to Alana. She has wired 7s. It's a good feeling when you can't even stack all the chips.
Oh yeah,
when the next hand comes.
Oh, that's good.
And she gets a playable hand too. Well, last time Greg raised into her and she re-raised, Greg folded. Be interesting to see if she chooses to re-raise again here. Oh, she's just going to flat call with the 7s.
And Alana makes the call.
And now to Shawn with 10 deuce offsuit in the big blind. Shawn already into this pot for 60,000 in the big blind.
Shawn doing a little inventory of his stack here. He's priced in to see a flop. Maybe he gets lucky. Won't have a whole lot to play with, and yeah, unfortunately, it's like you have 2 choices. You go all in or you fold. You don't like either of them with the hand you're playing. He didn't want to lay that down.
And so 3 players will see this flop. We had 1 side pot that Penelope's going to be playing for. And so let's see a flop.
How much is in the main pot? Should be 110,000 in the
Flop
main pot.
is 3, 6, 8, rainbow. Alana first to
110?
act.
I'm sorry, it looked like more. I thought I saw more white chips.
With her pocket sevens.
Well, let's see if these two play the old check it down to the river and get rid of somebody. Alana with the best hand right now.
Alana
check over to Greg.
Greg is not going to be checking. He bets with ace 4.
150K. Alana. Penelope
Feeling that his ace high has Penelope beat.
That was 150 by Greg.
But does it have Alana beat? I think that's really what he's worried about. Penelope has nothing in this pot. And look at this. Alana, the 21-year-old, originally from Ukraine,
We raise.
is going to put the pressure on the world champ.
She makes it 350,000.
And once again, Greg has to fold to the pressure. That's twice now Alana's done that to him. They're going to show the cards, and Alana's going to see she has the best hand again.
She wants you to make a set.
Penelope's got an open-ended straight draw, so Alana is going to win the second pot, but now we're playing for the main pot and for Penelope's tournament life.
Pocket sevens in the lead with a straight draw as well. Let's go ahead and see the turn card.
And here we go with the turn. The turn is a queen.
Please. Deuce.
Well, now Penelope's hoping for either a deuce or a 7. Alana holding 2 of those 7s.
In that other hand.
And the river is a 6, and that is going to do it. Penelope is now going to be eliminated by Alana at this final table.
Penelope just got a little too frisky with her hand against Alana, lost a lot of chips, but it looks like she had a pretty good time today.
This was a marvelous experience. Anything was a bonus. Just getting into here was a bonus. I was trying to play my image of conservative, and Alana just happened to have everything she needed right there out of the gate. And the last hand just wasn't what I expected it to be. I would have liked to have stayed a little bit longer because this is just a marvelous thing to take home and be able to tell anybody or to bring them all back here. I mean, it was great.
More poker four-handed when we come back to River City in St. Louis, Missouri on the HPT.
Greg obviously is a very experienced player. The thing that I'm going to look for to exploit in his game is overconfidence. It's something that a lot of pros, they find themselves in a tournament like this and think, hey, maybe this is a cakewalk. I'm going to look for that opening. We'll see if it's there. It may not be, but it's something to consider.
Well, I have a little advantage playing with Greg because I played with him a lot of times. And yesterday we played one big pot at the final table, where I had to call him down with bottom pair. And there's not many people I would do that, but Greg's aggressive and he's a good player. And so it helps to have played with him before.
I would always like to be the one that takes out Greg Raymer, but I'm not going to make any stupid moves. I'm going to wait for my time, and if I get the chance, I'll take out the pro.
As we like to say, Fred, if you come and play the HPT and you don't have a good time, it's your own fault. There's plenty of fun to be had here when you come and hang out with the HPT.
And look at this, my friend. We have a new chip leader. Her name is Alana. Now with 38% of the chips in play. Shawn Roberts still the short stack, but hanging on. Action in this hand started with Ryan. He quickly fold. Now we're on to Alana.
And Alana's got pocket sevens, and if you notice those chips there on the right-hand side, those are the chips that came for Penelope. And she is now grabbing at those chips, and she is ready to bet with her pocket sevens.
Alana, a very calculating player. She's not one to act too quickly.
I'm already scared. She's only been playing poker for a year and 4 months.
Raise 160.
She makes it 160 to go with her wired pair. Action over to Shawn now. Again, no cards to play with, poor guy. He folds 10-3. Raymer with king-6 suited. Raymer's been taking a lot of the business end of Alana's play here.
Two players.
But he is going to call here with his suited king.
Try to get some of those chips back, and so we're heads up with Alana and the champ once again. The flop is 4, king, queen.
Well, Greg outflops Alana. He hits top pair, and he's going to check it over to her, see if she'll do the continuation bet.
And why not? She's had no problem betting into Greg at this final table, so he's going to let her do it again. Although this time a little different texture on the board.
She smartly checks. Both players going to take a free turn card.
Turn is another 4. Greg checks again.
Well, you got Alana, the young, beautiful poker player starting out her career, and then over across the table you got a bald guy wearing reptilian glasses.
The yin and the yang of the poker table, and the river is an 8 of hearts. Do you mean to tell me that you don't think Greg Raymer is young and beautiful, Fred?
I'm saying this hand, you could label it Beauty and the Beast.
I wouldn't call Alana a beast. Well, Greg's going to bet $200,000, and I can bet you the next time we see Greg, he's going to have something to say to us.
That's probably true. Dinner on me, Greg. My bad. Well, Greg's trying to get some value here on the river. Bets $200,000 into the pot. A lot of stuff out there. Beats pocket sevens, though. Let's see if Alana can get away from this without losing any more money.
Well, Greg awaiting Alana's decision here on the river.
Man, those glasses are kind of freaky, aren't they? We've been seeing them for years. I still can't get over them.
Alana's taking a good
Your
look.
glasses make me confused.
Word of advice when you're confused at the poker table, fold.
I call.
But she is going to make the call.
I have a king.
Greg's going to show his king, and he will take down this pot. And he finally has found a way to beat Alana.
Alana's going to cut out the chips after that call, and we'll move on to the next hand.
Bad hand, and it's
Greg Raymer gets a little revenge against Alana on that one.
And I'm like, no, don't give up now. Don't give up now.
Greg's
Not
first
when I'm
act,
bluffing.
and he will fold.
Play your
Ryan.
best. Play your A game, man. It's
He
like
will
you were
fold,
gonna
and now
fold for
back to
sure.
Alana. 6
You
to the
literally see the
clubs.
look come over their face, just like, you know, they're like, I know I'm beat, and it's like, screw it, I give up, I call. I just want to put it all in and just get out of here.
Alana
I
said that
just
even
can't
if
take
she
it.
would have walked away with 6th place
Like,
money
literally,
here
the look
tonight,
comes over their
it
face,
still
like
is
I'm
the
bluffing,
biggest
I just
win
go.
in her poker career. She said, I'm going to just play for the win. I have nothing to lose at this point.
That's how you got to approach a final table. Play to win.
But then it's like, not that I'm bluffing.
No sense squeezing your way up the money ladder. And Alana is playing a great game, and here she goes again. She's going to raise it up with 10-6 suited to $165,000.
Well, the thing you got to be careful with is Shawn to your left, and he is the short stack. You start making raises with 10-6 of clubs. Sooner or later, Shawn's going to make a move on you to try to pick off one of those bluffs. And Freddie's not picking off a bluff here. He's got a legitimate hand.
Well, now the question, my friend, is how is Shawn going to play this legitimate hand? Do you just get them all in the middle right here?
I'm going to re-raise.
Looks like he is taking a complete inventory of the chips he has. This is kind of odd. Spreading them out equally, as it looks.
He's cut his stack into 2 halves, and he is going to bet one of those 2 halves.
Oh, no,
Makes it
270.
$435 to go.
270 more.
How much you got left?
265.
335 is the total raise amount. Raises to 335. Go back.
So the raise is $270,000 more for Alana to call, and then he has $265 behind.
Alana should have some red flags going off.
It was one of the odder plays I think I've seen someone make at the final table, to cut their chips completely in half and then bet one of the halves.
Trying to tidy up. Making a mess.
Again, if you're confused at the poker table, fold.
You would never play a hand.
That's true. I would. Here's my money.
Well, just the way Shawn has played this hand, it screams strength to me. He's definitely not bluffing. He doesn't have enough chips to bluff.
Re-raise.
Oh, but Alana is not listening. She is going to re-raise. And it's an easy call for Shawn given his stack and his hand. And now it's Alana hoping to get extremely lucky to eliminate Shawn Roberts, or Shawn could double up and be at 1.5 million in chips.
Here comes the flop. It is 5-9-3.
Clubs is the maximum sweat card, isn't it?
Right now, Shawn's queens are the best.
Ace of Hearts.
And the turn is a jack, and so now Alana is drawing dead on the river. And Shawn's hopes of becoming a two-time HPT champ Fred, are still very much alive, courtesy of the double up through Alana. More poker action from River City Casino here in St. Louis, Missouri when we come back. Welcome back to River City Casino here in St. Louis, Missouri on the HPT. I'm Chris Hansen. By my side is Fred Bevel. Before we get back to our final table, let's take a look at the updated chip count.
Ryan still ahead with over 3.3 million in chips. Greg Raymer and Alana hot on his heels. They're both tied with second in chips. And Shawn Roberts still the short stack, but not so short. Look at that swing. He's gone up over 610,000 in chips since we last checked in. Blinds continuing on at this final table at 40 and 80,000 with a 10,000 chip ante. This time it's my favorite hand, King Queen. Let's see how the champ plays it. He's in the cutoff. Looks like he is going to raise it. Makes it 170,000 to go.
Over to Ryan.
170.
He folds now to Alana.
Alana, not a lot to celebrate there with just 4-6. Quickly into the muck. Over to Shawn Roberts.
So just mirror has Shawn been extremely quiet at this final table, both in his play and in his demeanor.
Shawn is just kind of keeping it close to the vest right now, hoping to hook into a big pot here.
And he does make the call out of the big blind. And so two past HPT champions going at it on the flop. Here it is. It's 10, King, 4 with a couple of hearts.
Well, both these players hit a little bit of this. Greg has top pair. Shawn has second pair.
Shawn checked it over to Raymer. Raymer's going to bet 180,000.
And Shawn makes the quick call with his pair of 10s.
So this pot now approaching $1 million in chips with Shawn's call. We're at 780,000.
I fear Shawn is stepping into an abyss right now.
Here comes the turn. It's another king.
Even better for Greg. He's got trip kings now, and even better, he's got Shawn betting into him.
180,000 is the bet.
And with those two hearts on the board, I don't know if Greg's just going to flat call this. He might re-raise.
Re-raise.
And he does. He re-raises to 400,000. Not a huge raise.
400K.
Just enough to keep Shawn interested.
Maybe thinking about getting Shawn to the point where he's going to get himself overextended here with the flush draw. If he makes the call, he won't have much left on the river if he misses.
And I think Shawn realizes that this is the moment right here. He's either got to let go of the hand or put all the chips in the middle. That second king on the turn there might make it a little tougher for Shawn to put Greg on a king.
Shawn played a couple of years as a professional after his last HPT win, and now has gone back to work saying, you know what, it was fun, but I just like being a part-time poker player. Too much pressure, he said, in the professional poker life.
I have shared a lot of felt time with Shawn Roberts in the cash games around the tour, and he's definitely got some skills, more than me, which isn't saying a lot, but he can play. Now Shawn is going to make the call and go a little bit deeper into this hand.
I think we're both a little surprised there by the call.
Yeah, I am too. I thought that he would either lay it down or push him in right there. And look at this river.
Wow, quad kings now for Fossil Man. And Shawn goes all in. All you're doing is betting into the absolute nuts. And that is going to do it for Shawn Roberts. Again, a player picks a terrible time to go all in with a bluff. And this time, Shawn Roberts is the victor.
Well, Greg said it there. It's tough to put him on a king when there's 3 of them out there. He thought his 10s might be good. Unfortunately, they were not.
You saw the last hand. The turn and the river were perfect cards for me, perfect cards for Greg. I'm going to get it in right there every time. I mean, he's got to have a king or an overpair to the 10, so I figured my chances were better than 50-50 that I was good. It's just one of those hands, you know. I give him props for that. That's a tough call to make right there. There's only a couple hands I can have that he can beat, you know, and a lot more that he's behind, but he made a great call. So.
2 men started this final table, Fred, with the possibility of being only our second 2-time HPT champion. One of them is no longer at this final table. Shawn Roberts is going to have to wait for another day, but the other one, Greg Raymer, will come back next time as we are 3-handed going towards the HPT championship here at River City. Now, do you think you've got what it takes to sit at the final table and win the unreal cash? Well, then log on to HPT Poker to find out about our upcoming events that anyone can play in. For James Larson and Fred Bevel, I'm Chris Hansen. We'll see you next time right here on the HPT.